Whoa.
Hello, Twitch.
Hello, Twitch.
Whoa.
Hello, YouTube also.
Whoa.
Hi, Hello, YouTube.
Welcome to Chuckle Fucker episode 2. I am Dylan with my co-host here.
Hi, I'm Kendra.
Kendra did our first one. It was a lot of fun. It was very successful, I think.
With Sam Talent and Andrew Polk.
Yes. And Evan.
And Evan Johnson.
Oh, man, I'm awful with names. I am not going to introduce you guys because I'm just going to lose the names in my head.
So we're here with Jamie Loftus.
Jamie Loftus.
Hi.
And Gary Petersen.
Gary Petersen.
Hello.
I don't know why, but I keep thinking you as Greg. But also, I didn't know
Greg
that you were going to
Petersen.
be here till yesterday.
Well, I appreciate that. As long as you get one of the letters right.
You got the letters
GP.
right. We were going to give you the nickname.
What do you want to do for a nickname? Let's go over these.
Gare Bear?
Nope.
No? All right.
I've heard you referred to as Gare Bear before.
Nope. Gare Bear is my father's name. You know that.
You're
Gare Bear Senior.
Gare
Bear
Wolf
Senior.
is fine.
Gare.
The Gare Wolf of Wall Street. And Jerry.
Jared.
That's my takeout name.
Jerry.
Jerry.
Got it.
Spelled
You got to say it
Jerry.
like that. Jerry.
Jerry. Sorry.
Whoa.
I'm so sorry.
That's what I sound like? Oh my god.
Yeah, it's awful.
That's the sound of a Gare Wolf in the wild.
Apologize to my fan.
And did you have any nicknames growing up?
No. Well, Weed and Bird.
Weed.
Yeah, I think just because I grew fast.
Oh, it's not like you
Not
were
like-
always high.
No,
or-
no, I didn't do any weed until college, and even then I was pretty scared.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Can be a scary experience, so I hear.
It, yeah, I didn't do
hear?
it till.
Yeah. I've never done it. I've never been high.
You've never done weed?
No, I know
Smart.
it looked like I've done a ton of weed, but
I don't think so.
no.
No, I think
I got called a meth head the other day. I was just some guy on the, no, I didn't really.
Yeah,
Nice.
no, I didn't. I'm not cool. I've never done good drugs, cool drugs. Have you ever done a cool drug?
What's a cool drug?
Not weed, right? Something that's not weed? Yeah, harder.
I've never
we
done-
could ask your
only
dog
tried
if he's
weed.
done
That's
cool
it.
drugs.
Yeah.
I've
I've
never
tri-
done anything else.
Doug is on heroin, and we are
Oh, yeah, Doug the
weaning
dog's
him
here.
off.
Doug, what do you have to say about that heroin?
He's unable
He's-
to speak
he
on it
felt
at this
very
time.
uncomfortable.
I am so sorry.
Like Amy Winehouse, he just shuts down in the spotlight. So he's happy though. He's very happy.
He's
to be
back.
here.
He's back.
He's back. There he is.
Yeah, no, I tried to get a number of nicknames to stick when I was younger, but nothing panned out. Usually just stuck with a Jamie. J-Lo sometimes.
J-Lo.
Oh,
Yeah.
I can see the resemblance.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, well, me and my mom both have the J-Lo because she's Jennifer Loftus. I'm Jamie. So sometimes we get that, but it's really something we cannot live up to and don't have the confidence to support. So
You guys I've seen your comedy before. You're basically the J-Lo of comedy.
thank you
Yeah.
so much.
Yeah. Have you seen the movie, what's the one where she fights back?
Enough.
Oh yeah, he knew.
Whoa.
Like,
Oh my god.
that was at the tip of your
Wow.
tongue.
Whoa.
How many times have you
watching
seen it?
right
I was
now.
about to be like- I was about to be like Monster-in-Law, Geely, Made in Manhattan,
I know
The
her
Wedding Planner.
whole
I
catalog.
love J-Lo movies.
Yeah.
I know Jenny's Block.
Jenny's, I love J-Lo movies. I think that they are fine.
They are acceptable.
They are
I will
fine.
watch them again.
Speaking of movies, I just got done listening to your podcast yesterday. I listened to
Cool.
all 57. I don't know how many episodes
40,
you have.
yeah, there's I think like over 40 of them now. Too many.
That's a lot. So you've started this, and you do it once a week, right?
Once a week.
Let's
yeah.
let's the name of it again.
It's called the Bechdel Cast.
Oh yes, the Bechdel
Yeah.
Cast, and that was just exciting in and of itself. I listened to it because you were on it, but I think if the Bechdel Cast was just hosted by anybody else, I probably would have still listened to it because that's.
I hope so. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a fun premise. My co-host Caitlin sort of approached me with it last year and was like, "Let's talk. Let's yell about how there's never women represented well in movies, and there's no shortage of material. There's
No
no shortage
kidding.
of people to tear their favorite movies apart. So it's super fun.
That's amazing. Yeah, it must be a ton of fun because we all love film,
Yeah,
right?
right.
And then you get to talk about women in film.
And we all love ladies.
We
Am
all
I
love
right?
ladies.
Yeah.
Uh huh.
It's weird. I haven't seen that many. We were talking about this in the car. I haven't seen that many movies, and so having a movie podcast has been helpful.
Oh, okay. You're catching up with the rest of society.
Yeah, usually like I'm trying to think, like we did The Matrix, hadn't seen that one.
Can you pull that mic in? Sorry.
Yeah, no, it's okay. Yeah, I hadn't seen The Matrix. I hadn't seen Butch Cassidy.
Okay.
I hadn't seen
Such a good movie.
most of. Yeah, I haven't seen most of them.
A lot of classics.
Well, I saw Memento last week.
Oh, how'd you feel?
Ooh.
Fun,
Do you
That's a good one.
remember Memento?
fun.
She got a new tattoo yesterday.
Yeah, it was fun because I was gonna go see the new Christopher Nolan movie with all the boys in it.
It is a bunch of boys, isn't it?
Boy
Is
City.
Is it? I mean, historically accurate in that there was a ton of men in this movie.
I don't know. I saw a review of it though that made me laugh. That was like Christopher Nolan's new like serious war film with no women in it is his best so far. Like I
had
don't
to
know
point that
why
out.
like they were in the thesis. They were like, "There's no women in it. It's the best movie I've seen in a long
Oh
time."
my gosh, that's so. What?
I really want to see it. Dunkirk.
Yeah.
I want. To.
I do
haven't
wanna
seen
see it.
yet.
Well,
Uh,
there is a woman in it. At one
Wow.
point, a wall explodes next to her while she wears a nurse's outfit. So they have roles
Wow.
for
So
you.
it passes the Bechdel
Progress.
test.
Get off your high horse.
Progress. You're right. Who the fuck am I? Yeah.
Did you guys hear about the Wonder Woman script by
Joss
who was
Whedon?
it?
Joss
Joss
Whedon.
Whedon?
Yes.
I haven't read but it was supposed to be kind of crummy, right?
You don't need to read it.
We did a
Okay.
live script reading.
That's
Whoa.
why you
Oh
don't
my
need to read it because
God.
you just need to watch our stream.
Wait, the full script.
We read the
leaked
full
for
script.
It?
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah, you see
We
our
got
Wonder
it.
Woman crown up there.
Oh
Yeah.
my god.
And so we did a whole script reading of that script, and it
No
is-
woman. We didn't
is-
add any woman to the stream. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, and then okay, so it was just me. I was the only female,
Uh-huh.
and then 3 dudes, and I was like, "Well, I should be Wonder Woman," and they were like, "No, we're gonna switch roles.
No.
You can be Wonder Woman sometimes."
wait. There's
Wait.
Hold
it
on,
did
hold
not
on.
go that way.
It was a
No.
logistical issue because
Okay.
we've done script readings before, and like the main character. Let's say you were the main character. You ended up talking for an hour and a half, and it was really tiring. And the narrator didn't like talking the entire time, so we just did like this switching around of crowns. If that makes any sense.
Do you have logistically a vagina?
Logistically,
Legit.
my mom might tell you otherwise. Yeah, I maybe we made a mistake. I don't know how to do this, guys.
Clearly,
There's
I don't run the
Make
Bechdel
me-
cast.
Make me
Here's-
Wonder Woman every time. 10 out of 10 times.
Just a
That's-
general rule of thumb: if the character's last name is woman, you should look into female.
Well, you know what? Now I
First
disagree.
up.
Now I disagree because
Okay.
if the character's last name is man, I think that a
You
girl should be able to do it too.
Yeah, I think you should just have the
So-
lead no matter what.
And how do you
Yeah,
know I'm
that's
not
it,
gender
baby.
fluid,
Yes, of
guys?
course.
How do you know I'm not gender fluid?
True.
Look
I
at
mean,
this pony.
I'm all for crown swapping. That sounds progressive.
You heard it here first. Jamie
all
Crown.
for crown swapping. There is a
a weird
really
image.
I don't know if there's a full script, but there's like a really bad old James Cameron Spider-Man script
Okay.
from 2002, like from the Tobey Maguire version.
Oh.
Where that leans very heavy on the like webs as cum metaphor.
Ooh.
What?
And James Cameron, I love
Call him James Cameron.
My good friend Jim.
Jim Camera.
Mr. Jim Camera.
Cameroon.
Mr. Jim Cameron, director of Titanic,
Yes.
a great film.
Yes. Of which you
Wonderful
watch her episode.
With a great
Yeah.
leading lady.
True.
Oh, did it pass the Bechdel test?
It does.
It does, okay,
It actually
okay.
does very well, like way better than I would have
How many
imagined.
nipples did you give it?
How many nipples? I'm pretty sure I gave it like 4 out of 5,
4
which
out
is
of 5,
too
okay.
many. But there was a lot. I mean, you got Kathy Bates, you got Kate Winslet, you got the other
The
ones.
boat.
The boat.
Yeah, there was. You
Yeah.
got all those woman
You
characters.
got all those, but there. I mean, it does pass the Bechdel test.
Okay.
But all that to say, the way James Cameron writes, he writes like he's got to be a pervert for sure, because the way he writes scripts are so like it sounds like fan fiction for himself. Like there's like the scene, this scene where they're fucking in the car in Titanic, and there's like a line where it's like, Jack collapses under Rose's welcome weight as she thrusts and like all it just you're just like
welcome weight.
Oh my goodness.
Right, which first of all is already like I don't like how you're I don't like that. But
Hey girl, do you want my welcome weight?
welcome
Your
weight.
weight is welcome all over me.
It's awful.
But you can tell that like he meant it like this is dope.
Sure.
And anyways, he wrote this very long weird scene about Spider-Man jerking off and then webs and then him being like, it's a metaphor for I am a man, but now I am a Spider-Man.
Oh my, that's awful.
It was, but really funny.
Wait, let's do that. We have to do that for our next script read
Yeah,
now.
we have to find this.
Yeah.
Especially because the new Spider-Man just came out,
Yeah.
so.
Mhm.
Wow. All right.
Are you into The Watchmen at all?
I don't know that much about it. I've read the book and I saw the movie when it came out, but I
Okay.
don't know that much about it.
Just reminded me, there was a scene that they took out of it from the books to the movie where Owlman, Night Owl,
No.
Close enough.
he needed to have his
Played by a woman.
he needed to have his full costume on to be able to get it off, and then the lady, she needed to have her full costume on too. So he had to be in like superhero mode to be able to get off, and they left that out of the movie, and I thought it was like one of my favorite parts of the graphic novel.
Whoa. I like that.
She
Yeah.
reads graphic novels, guys.
Shut up.
No, I want to be more like you. I'm not making fun of you. I like my nerddom lies in board games and things of that nature. But yeah, do you get what does your nerddom lie in?
I like stealing dogs.
Okay, so this isn't
It's
original.
not mine.
Okay.
Yeah.
We found this on the way in Arizona.
Highway dog.
It was-
Highway dog all the way. Oh,
this
he's so
girl-
happy.
It was like a 5-6-year-old.
Gary,
like,
do
watch
you-
my dog. I have to go to the potty. I was like, absolutely.
You're
and
like
he took off.
you're like a history buff.
Love history.
We're both
Yeah.
we've been listening to history podcasts.
Oh, which
all the way-
ones?
all the way here.
There's hardcore history, right?
The Dollop.
Ooh, never heard of that one.
Never heard of it.
Dave,
Just think
Anthony, and Gareth Reynolds, which is excellent.
I was
They put out a
listening
book.
to Malcolm Gladwell's
Ooh, I love me some
podcast.
Gladwell.
It's
Oh, he has a
fun one.
podcast?
He has a podcast. Yeah,
I've read
it's
his books.
really,
I've
really
never
good.
heard his podcast.
Dan
It's great.
Cummins' Time Suck. Really good.
Oh.
I've,
Really good.
I've
I
been
didn't know that he had. All right.
So this has been your whole drive from LA to Albuquerque.
We
Is
do a lot of singing together.
we
Okay.
did no we don't we well we
Come on, let's
we
do a-
d-
let's do a
we
number.
don't
Yeah,
We
yeah.
do a lot
I
of
got a
snatches.
1, a 2. Oh.
we did no singing, but we got a lot of snacks and listened to history podcasts and just deepened our friendship
Okay.
Mm.
as one does on a road trip.
How long have you guys known each other?
About
Oh,
an hour,
geez.
hour and a half.
Okay.
4 years, maybe.
So you guys,
We
We're-
met in Boston.
you met in Boston, where you're both
Mhm.
from
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because we would.
originally, like as babies.
Suburbs of Boston.
Okay.
Yeah. Cool.
And you were like 2 towns over. And
Yeah.
then we both met at, I believe, in the comedy circuit at Improv Boston.
Improv Boston. Yeah.
Ah.
'Cause I used to be a bartender there when I was in college.
How old were you when you started it? That's when we met.
I was 20.
Okay.
Yeah.
So 4, 5 years.
Yeah.
Something
A while.
Okay.
Nice.
A while.
I just did quick math in my head is what happened.
Like,
20
oh, you're
plus
24,
4 is
25.
24.
It feels a lot longer.
It feels this has felt like an eternity. This friendship has been taking forever.
So you're based out of LA now. Are you still in Boston?
Yeah.
No, I left Boston.
Boston?
I love it.
Me.
And I had to come over here and steal more dogs and just try new things.
Were you running out in Boston?
Of dogs?
Yeah.
Sometimes you run out of dogs to steal. You have to go to the new frontier.
Yeah.
You know?
And it's kind of like jazz. It's like the dogs you don't steal, you know?
Yeah.
And I just felt like I'd hit the ceiling, so went to a different place. I mean, LA is undeniably full of amazing people.
Dogs.
You don't.
Yeah.
And I
steal.
was
There's a lot of dogs.
Yeah.
And a lot of rich people's dogs.
A lot of rich people, you're going to want to steal their dogs, and then what you're going to want to do is, put a price on their head. And that's how that's how Gary pays for things.
Yeah. So,
right.
you
That's
know,
how he
a lot
paid
of
for the
peop-
Prius.
A lot of comedians mess up by being a dog walker in
Mhm.
LA. No.
Yeah.
It's dog stealing.
A dog abductor is the far more lucrative career path.
Did you guys hear the
You're a
movie?
tastemaker.
The movie with it's like 7 Assassins or so. It just came out only like 3 or 4 years ago. It had
I heard of the movie. I never watched it.
yeah. Seven Psychopaths.
I did see
I don't know what
yeah.
that is.
You did?
Mhm.
Yeah. You're basically just explaining the premise of that movie, which is people that steal dogs. And
Wait,
then,
really?
Yeah, the beginning, the intro of the movie is they steal dogs and then they sell them back to people who are like $500 if you find my dog. And it's based out. Is it based out of Hollywood? Yeah, I don't know. Did you like the movie?
Wow.
No.
You
I
did
didn't-
not. Okay.
I didn't
I
know
thought
you
it was
were
kinda
ripping
flat.
something off that
I
whole
was
time.
not. This is my life.
Yeah, it's really sad.
Okay.
You know.
Yeah. Man.
I almost just asked you
steal
something that you
nonsense.
probably get asked all the time, but when
What?
people talk about movies, do they look at you and go, "Did it pass the Bechdel test?"
Yeah.
Oh, that's so
Like
sad.
you just did
I know,
a
but
minute ago.
I'm being meta about it, so it's okay. Is that how
Well,
that
I
works?
mean, it's I'll know the answer if it's a movie we've done on the podcast. But sometimes it is funny to be like, "Hey, this movie just came out. Does it pass the test?" I was like, "I don't.
We haven't
I don't
talked
know.
about it.
Statistically, probably not.
right.
But
Because
that's all
is it
I
what
know.
less than 40, less than 50% or something?
I think that it's getting better, and also like movies that pass the Bechdel test always do better in terms of like box office.
Really?
So, yeah,
I didn't know
like
that. That's cool.
the more your movie passes, the more money your movie makes. You can't fail. It's almost like women want to see themselves represented on screen.
Oh, what's that?
It's
That's
insane.
way too weird of a concept for me to
wild.
understand.
And it's almost like we're like 50% of the audience. What?
If not
Yeah.
more.
Oh my
Yeah,
God.
cut to
Crazy.
woman cam.
Anyways, we're all going to see Dunkirk. Boy City. Christopher Nolan presents a pile of boys in front of the ocean.
I really want to see it though because I love Cillian Murphy and oh my God,
That
I
was the
can't
working
remember his
title.
name. What's his
Harry
name?
Styles.
No, the other guy.
I don't even know what you're talking about.
Tom Hardy.
Oh,
Thank
you.
I was like,
Yeah,
isn't
Cillian Murphy
every-
and Tom Hardy.
Tom
they do
Hardy
it for me.
is a pile of boy.
He is
He's
a
a
steaming
big
pile
old
of
boy pile.
Yes,
masculinity.
He's a boy pile.
I don't. that is now an expression that is in my vernacular.
What do you like from your boy piles?
What do I like for my boy piles? Silence. End of
As
list.
any strong woman does.
Yeah. Silence and the ability to become very small and compact so I can put them away. Basically what you would want from... What is like one of those toys that you get at the Science Museum where it's like
Well,
you can pull it out
Wait, is it like Gary?
and then...
Because he's been very silent and compact.
No.
Oh, yeah, that's something that so every time Gary and I do a show together, I like to point out that I'm bigger than him and he's smaller than me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You shout it a lot.
It's true. Just to make sure everybody knows. The last show we did together, I think I said it no less than 10 times of just like, because I'm bigger than you and you're smaller than me, you have to say it both ways.
You get really aggressive.
I got a little too aggressive maybe that time.
You get caught up in the comedy moment. You know?
But I also get caught up in the fact that I genuinely am bigger than you and that you're smaller than me.
Yes.
Man.
It's the 12-hour car ride. It generates hate and
It really-
yeah.
It's really a Gandalf Frodo relationship that we have going across this great land.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
this is the ring that he will eventually drop off.
He is
Into the
precious.
volcano? Is that why you came here? We have volcanoes.
We
oh,
do.
really?
Mhm.
We
Yeah.
will gladly... I'll throw Gary to a volcano.
You gonna get rid of me?
Wait, I don't
We were
know
talking
because
about Doug.
Frodo doesn't go into the volcano. Oh yeah, if Doug's the ring, Dougie's got to go into the volcano.
Yeah.
Well, that's too bad. I've enjoyed his company.
He's wonderful.
Yeah.
So I want to go back. I love those science museum things where you like do the string and it spins and it does the thing and you
Yeah.
like get it going. Oh,
It's-
That's what you're talking
I
about.
don't know what those are called.
I don't know what they're
I don't-
called.
yeah.
either.
Spinny doohickeys?
Chinese
That's
finger
sounds
trap.
Like right.
No.
No, those are the
Japanese finger trap.
no
Russian
they-
finger trap.
Okay.
Right, there it is.
That's
there
what
it is.
Yeah. They don't know how to trap the finger. This is my improv kicking in.
Level 2?
Level 2.
All right,
I'm a
me
level 2
too.
improv. Do you guys have? You said at the improv. You mean like the improv stand-up theater, or did you guys have any improv background as well?
We met. I mean, it was an improv theater where there was also sketch and stand-up. So
Oh,
it was
okay.
like one of a all-inclusive.
Separate from the improv chain of like Bud Friedman and stuff. It's
Right.
Improv Boston in Cambridge. It's
Okay.
been there for years.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah. I did did do a lot of improv for a while, and I'm not proud. I was so bad.
It's not for you.
Really, it's insane how
Really.
bad.
It's very stressful.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's what our backgrounds are in mostly,
Yeah.
and we're actually like newly I don't know if I'd use the word vetted correctly, but we're newly vetted comedians.
Yeah.
Or stand-up,
Cool.
stand-ups.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
We've gotten in a fight with a subpar improv group before.
Yeah. As stand-ups?
Oh,
A
elderberry
geriatric-
jam.
A
We were beefing
geriatric-
with a geriatric improv group at one
What?
point.
They were extras
Yeah.
on a thing that we shot. It was like I had a couple lines. Jamie was around, so she got to stand in the background and make money.
There
And
was this thing. It was this thing with there were kittens attacking. I'm not sure what it was.
Cuddly Giants.
We were
is-
paid.
It's on
That's
Awesomeness
all I
TV.
know.
Okay.
It's for kids. There's cats. It doesn't make sense to me, but
Gary,
kids
why are
love it.
you plugging Cuddly Giants right now?
I have to market myself
They're-
better.
Jesus
I thought that
Christ.
this was going to be a fight story.
Yeah, I was like,
and now
when
it just
when
turned
does it go into?
happiness.
These guys were extras, and I had like 3 lines, and then they had no lines. They were background, and then they just were like, we set the schedule because there's more of us than you, and we're gonna show up on Tuesday rather than Sunday because we're elderberry jam. And I was like,
They're an over
fuck off.
55 indie improv group,
They're called
Elderberry Jam, which is a
Elderberry
great
Jam.
name
That
for
is
that
a
group.
great name.
Mm.
Yeah.
I'm not anti. I think you were more beefing with Elderberry Jam, and then I was, there.
You hated
I
them.
was there.
You hated
They
them.
were, not.
They were
great.
so unfunny. It was like
See,
offensive.
you're being aggressive towards
Mm-mm. They were-
Elderberry
They
Jam.
were just like,
You're being aggressive towards seniors.
they deserve it. This specific group of seniors and improv performers deserve it.
It just so happens that they were senior.
And
Right.
they happen to be doing improv. There are people
But
that do
mostly
improv.
improvisers.
They're
Is
just better.
was
I
the
think
problem.
I
Sure.
think that
Dylan.
Damn it.
yeah, that improv truly we can trace it to that.
Yes, that's
Yeah.
the story. I love improv though. I gotta say, I you guys do that like good. Then all the
I
Oh, I'm
don't
perfect.
anymore.
I'm the best.
That's wonderful.
See, when I started stand-up, I was just like, oh, this is pure comedy. I'm going to leave the rest behind.
Shut up. You're turning into the people you hate.
I know.
Oh my God. We lost you.
It's so
Somebody
funny.
told her the other day, I'm not going to mansplain it. You tell it.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I'm going to mansplain it. Somebody told you the other day, from what I remember, if it's correct, maybe it wasn't the other day, but like, you're not doing comedy. You're just an improviser.
Well, that was, that was like 2 years ago.
Okay. I
Maybe
heard
I
it the other
told you
day.
about it,
Yeah.
Yeah. So when I did improv and sketch and all that,
Mm-hmm.
somebody was like, well, you don't do comedy. And I was like, but I
Oh.
do.
Well, it is comedy, like yeah,
It's just a different form, right?
yeah.
But yeah, now it's funny because then like, I'm just like, oh, well, improv, that's cute, Dylan.
Gabriel Hesh on Facebook says, SO to Color Circuit. What's
Shout
good?
out. Shout
Shout
out.
out. I'm still learning my like cool online vernacular.
How old are you?
I'm 27 next week.
Oh, bless your heart. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday!
Thanks. I forced a high five on my birthday. I don't know if you saw that.
There.
That was my gift to you this year.
Thank you. That was very nice of you.
What are you doing for your birthday?
I don't know yet. I probably 311 plays on
Whoa.
the day before my birthday, and then the day of my. I really like 311. I was kind of. I don't know how people feel about that band. They're pretty divisive, right?
They're divisive, but like I would see them.
Yeah, they're a good time. I've seen a lot. And then, huh?
Nothing.
And then the day of my birthday, Annabelle Part 2 comes out, which is
Yeah.
a part of the Conjuring series of horror films, and I love those movies. They're very good.
I saw the last Annabelle. Did not impress me, but The Conjuring 2 was wonderful. So
Yeah, I did like that, which was the more recent. Yeah, do you guys watch horror films on your
Love
cast, or do you watch horror films?
I don't watch movies.
You're not lying, are you?
No, I'm really
It's so
not.
weird,
Like, I think
considering
that
your podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, I watch the movies as I'm told to.
Right.
Yeah,
That's
that's-
okay. Yeah.
Yeah,
Especially
no.
considering, if I'm not mistaken, your co-host is like
My
a film
co-host-
expert.
My
right?
co-host is a movie buff, and then
Okay.
I'm sort of the one that, I mean, yeah, it was intentionally done because
Okay,
I
yeah.
haven't seen that many movies.
You guys get like kind of like the fresher mind as opposed to the person that knows a ton.
Yeah, I think like sort of my function is to A, be dumb, and B, not have any prior attachment to the movie, because I think that that's where like a lot of people
Okay.
get stuck. Is like, I love this movie when I was a kid, so I don't care that it
That
features an
nostalgia
abusive
factor?
relationship. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
usually I haven't seen it, so I don't suffer from that delusion.
Sure.
Yeah.
Do you guys film at Nerd Or do you guys?
We record it.
You record
at
at
Nerd
Nerd?
Melt, yeah.
That's so cool. Yeah, I heard you say it once, and I was like, I love that theater. I'm really sad that Harmontown just left Nerd Melt because that's my favorite show.
Yeah, it's you know, it's at a new place now, but my co-host runs that space, the Nerdist showroom.
I didn't know that. Yeah, oh gosh, hey God, what is Kumail Nanjiani's wife's name?
Emily.
She was the original
Yep.
runner of that theater, and then Kumail ran his show out of there. We've a podcast that you kind of walked in on us on. I felt a little naked when you guys walked in on us, but I was exposed. But we were talking about his most recent movie.
Right.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it yet.
Dunkirk.
That's it.
Boy pile.
That boy pile of a
pile.
movie.
Boy pile, yeah.
Thanks, Kumail.
I want to bring it back a couple steps because I have a very important question. When is your birthday?
Oh, August 18th.
So
That's
you're
soon, too.
Leo.
I'm a Leo, yeah.
What's your birthday?
Same date Sputnik was launched.
Don't do this to people.
I still have it on my Google.
Oh,
It's
yeah,
totally
because we were
fine.
talking about
just
Sputnik.
talking about
Although
Sputnik.
it wasn't 1957, it was 87.
Oh, but November 3rd?
Nope. October 4th.
Oh, that's November 3rd is when Laika died.
Oh, no.
October 4th. So you.
That would be cooler
you're
if your birthday was the day the monkey died.
A Libra.
Yes.
I just did a balancing act. That's
I
how
got
I
it.
remembered
I got
what a
it.
Libra was.
I would have had zero clues.
Now you know astrology. You know astrology stuff.
Yeah.
Isn't it inaccurate because like
Oh my God.
the mapping of the stars and
It's real.
and stuff has moved. So like a Libra now is not a Libra 150
You know,
years ago.
Yes, that is true, and I
No,
feel like the
it's
table
not-
just divided right now because
not true.
I work in the Department of Earth and Planetary Sciences, and I will tell you everything that you say from every moment that you're here is absolutely wrong. You guys want to see fights on the
Didn't it-
podcast? This is how it's turning
Oh.
I
out.
don't actually believe in astrology.
You just like
didn't
really
it-
like it. It's fun for you.
I think it's funny to ask people what their sign is.
Didn't it shift by like 2 weeks or something? Because I'm pretty sure I checked mine and mine stayed the same and I felt victorious.
Did you?
Yeah, I think that a lot of people's changed, but if you're me, it didn't.
Well, in mine,
Ah.
ours would both probably still be the same if it's just like a 2-week shift because we're both in the middle of ours.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So you're still
I'm not gonna-
all for balance.
I'm not gonna fact check it. I'm just gonna live in the mystery.
I'm not going to live in the mystery because I know it's not a mystery because I feel it in my heart that it's true and it's real and I read my horoscope and I know.
Me too. I
know
with,
that it has
I
to
don't
be
fuck
real.
with Virgos anymore.
You what?
I don't fuck with Virgos anymore.
You don't?
No.
What do they do to you?
Hurt my feelings.
How so?
I could itemize the list, but I don't fuck with Virgos anymore.
All right.
I went out on a date with my current boyfriend and he was like, "Oh, you're a Scorpio?" I said I wasn't ever going to date a Scorpio again in my life. I was like, "Oh no."
Did he leave you? Did he leave you
No.
yet? All right. Yeah, I have zero connection with any of that
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah.
I don't know.
You seem kind of like indifferent, like, big deal, whatever.
It just makes you happy, I guess.
I
yeah.
grew
That's
up with
sweet.
that stuff.
Did you?
Yeah.
Is that like was it
into
like a
it.
parenting thing for you guys that like?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, my mom was into it.
Okay.
My uncle ran a new age shop, and so
What did
he
he
would like.
sell?
I mean, new age stuff like crystals and tarot cards
Sage.
and runes and sage
Really?
and capes and all this shit. Yeah.
Do you have? Well, you said you don't watch like film or TV. Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Yeah?
No, I haven't seen it.
Okay.
No.
Well, there's like everything that you're naming just reminds me of a shop that ends up at like towards the end of that show.
I'm
where
sure
they sell
that that's
all that
exactly
stuff.
what it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
there's-
there's
Yeah.
a million shops.
Yeah, there's a bunch
like,
of those shops.
Yeah.
Yeah, he-
Especially out here, actually. Yeah.
Really?
Albuquerque is full of that stuff. Yeah.
Interesting.
Uh-huh.
There's. It's funny because my uncle runs a shop like that in Plymouth,
Okay.
like right near Plymouth Plantation, and people are not very into it out there, so it's kind of like an anomaly, and people think it's weird. But then
Uh-huh.
when I moved to LA, that's everyone engages in it and thinks it's very real.
Really?
Like even realer than I somewhere I'm like, calm down. Like, why do you have a crystal with you?
Right.
But I do like my uncle for my birthday every year would like give me a reading, and it was like exciting and cool, and usually just reinforces things that you already feel is wrong with you, and so.
Oh, they were
it's-
bad readings?
Sometimes. One
You're
time
gonna
I
die
was
in
told
a
I was
year. Happy
cursed.
birthday. What?
I might be cursed.
Was he specific about it? Like, listen, your curse is this.
Well, yeah, he said that I had a curse and it was a dark cloud and it skipped a generation.
What is wrong with your uncle?
Is that yeah?
This was
You were
listen,
Is this your
10?
dad's brother or your mom's brother?
I was 9. I was my mom's best friend from high school. So he was
Okay,
like a
okay.
friend of
Yeah.
the family uncle.
Gotcha.
Anyways,
friend in
This
quotes.
This makes so much more sense.
he might be right. We don't know.
Oh
I
my
might be
God.
cursed.
Oh, you don't sound like you have any sort of bitterness toward. I feel like
I don't think I have a dark cloud, but maybe I've just been actively avoiding it since I was warned.
Had some amazing things happen and good things coming up. And that pitch that you put together about the Buffy the Vampire Slayer
What are you
high
talking
school.
about?
Yeah, where it's like Twilight, Jamie's
What
Buffy,
are you talking
and
about?
the
Let him
main
finish.
vampire is Count Chocula. Is very different, but
Oh,
it's for kids.
That's Gary's
It's a
dumb
Saturday
idea.
morning thing that
That's
we're trying to
Gary's
get.
dumb idea. He was
Oh,
trying
and
to
is there a
tell me
lot of
about.
singing?
A lot of singing and a lot of, like, blah, the test is Monday. and he eats cereal and deals with teenage problems like we all do.
Yeah.
Can we get a taste of this show that you guys are putting together?
I don't know what this is.
Yeah, can we see a scene
Oh, of
from
course.
the pilot?
We'll do the opening.
I have to go.
First, she's exiting scene, and
Yeah,
Count
I'm on my
Chocula-
way out at the I'm usually leaving.
And Count
Okay.
Chocula is just fiberglassed. It's like fiberglass, but he has an impediment because he's from Transylvania.
I say,
And
hey,
he-
see, bye, gotta go.
Yeah, crane shot, you leaving the school.
Huge crane shot, very
Like,
dramatic for some reason.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
then he-
Cut to
He goes timeout, kind of like Zach from Saved by the Bell, and he's like, "Hold the phone," and he goes into it about how the dance is Friday, and I don't know why I'm Seinfeld. The dance is Friday, and he now just
What
lost
is
his
this?
date because of a basketball game. He refused to let her win. He tried to play her for reals, but he cheated a little bit. He threw an elbow, and
Of
they had a
course.
dispute, and she walks out. But
That's
you
his.
find that
That's what he
later.
does.
And,
He's a Virgo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is
You can't
part of
trust
it.
that.
Yeah.
So what does he say to apologize to her?
He's like, "Come back!" And then later on in the episode, her biggest rival, Frankenberry, comes along and tries to pick him up and get him to go with her
Yeah.
because she wants to make her jealous, and it just brings them together, and it's kind of like a beautiful thing. And then, of course, she stakes him right at the end. Episode
Nice.
one.
That's beautiful.
Thank you.
Are there
enjoyed
any
that.
like PSA episodes? Like, you know how Saved by the Bell had like the PSA against drugs?
The opioid crisis we are tackling currently with Senate legislation S177.
The death penalty is a
Death
big
penalty, that's a huge
episode.
thing.
Yeah.
Can you give them a little bit of the death penalty?
Right before you go into that, Angora on Twitch says all women are cursed, so there's that.
That's true. Yeah, we start off at a severe disadvantage.
Yes, yes, absolutely. So,
But I got doubled down on.
right.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Is that a...
That's
well,
from
just
Uncle,
I was
from her
cursed
uncle.
on top.
You
I
got
was
doubled
cursed on
down
top
by
of being
your
cursed.
uncle?
No, no.
Just
Oh my
rephrase
God.
that. I've been in a car.
I got
Because it's yeah. So PSA.
wait, what was the the death penalty.
Death penalty.
Yeah.
Well, the principal's a ghost. The
Booberry.
Booberry. We got there at the same time. So Principal Booberry has killed students, right? He's bad. He's a bad guy.
Mm-hmm.
But does that mean we take his life? That's what's up for debate
I
at
see.
the school assembly. And the cheerleaders think that they should kill him. The nerds are like, we don't believe in the death penalty. Very divisive issue in the school.
Right, right.
And then at the end, it's kind of a moot point because he was a ghost the whole time. He was already
It
dead.
doesn't. You can't kill a ghost again.
You
Yeah.
can't kill Principal Booberry. He's immortal and he'll kill again.
Oh God.
So really kind of
Can you fire him?
I mean, you can try, but he might kill you.
Okay.
That's the
I mean,
thing.
that's more. You could do that with a specter, but with a ghost class,
Okay.
1, it's
Yeah.
not possible.
It's a very complicated issue. There's a lot written on the matter.
Does the superintendent of like the school district ever get involved?
John Rull of the Serial Heights, where they're all living, is he is corrupt, and everybody knows it. He's taken a lot off the top, and people don't see him, so he'll show up to exploit these favors, this grift system. It's like Tammany Hall. It's ridiculous.
It's just, it's a real shame.
Yeah.
He is played by Smacks the Frog.
Who is really another divisive character on the series,
You guys had a lot to talk about on the drive here, I'm realizing.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
There was arguing. There was Dougie was very
Is it
uncomfortable.
Smacks? Is it not? Okay.
Is this going to be like an Amazon exclusive?
It's a CISO.
Oh, it's okay.
Okay.
CISO, really?
They're on their way out, by the way, so you might want to reconsider. Well, they're having issues right now.
Oh, that's
they just
okay.
lost like two of their biggest shows.
I just subscribed.
Did you really?
Oh no!
Well, all right. Well,
Sorry. Well, good for them.
They unsubscribe from
They unsubscribed from me.
so
I just started watching Take My Wife.
Oh, that's a great show.
I really like it because I listen to their podcast. You guys listen to Put Your Hands Together. Very good. And so, I was like, well, I can't just like keep listening to their podcast for so long and then never watch their TV show.
Right.
And I was like very happy with it. It's really good.
Good, I haven't seen it.
It's adorable.
It's great.
Yeah. You guys like binging anything right
Yes.
now? What are you binging?
I binged Handmaid's Tale.
Oh, how'd it go?
Oh.
Wonderful.
Did they finish season 1 yet?
Mm-hmm.
They did. Okay, haven't seen it.
It was a dystopian, very creepy, scary. Feels like it could be real in my head. Loved it.
Okay. Sounds like good times.
Yeah, I don't want to be like this is the thing about movies. I'm a big movie person, and people have been hyping things up. Be like, it's the best, like Dunkirk, and then you go and you're like, it was good. You can't enjoy it, and so I enjoyed it, and go watch it if you want. It's your life.
Is there anything that you are like that with though? Like it's the best.
Sandwiches.
Okay.
I'm very passionate about a good turkey sandwich.
Turkey specifically is your meat of choice.
What cheese? We could.
No cheese.
I pegged you for a pork meat kind of guy.
I get that a lot.
Yeah. It's like written all over your face.
Yeah.
Yeah. You meat of choice?
Meat of
No,
choice?
no,
Do I
what
not
are you
get to talk
binging?
about TV?
No TV for
I
you.
don't get to. I
Nope,
just talk
meat
about
of
meat.
choice.
What meat do you binge on?
I just watched The Jinx for the 9th time.
The Jinx?
The Jinx.
I don't even know
What
what
is
that
that?
is.
Are you serious?
Yeah. Are we?
The Jinx, the docu-series about Robert Durst.
I did hear about that.
And how
Yeah.
he, and then at the end he says,
9 times.
yeah,
That's
one
nuts.
for every time 50 Cent has been shot. That's how many times I've seen The Jinx.
She has 41 more times. No, he wasn't shot 50 times. I'm assuming.
No,
Was it
he was
nine?
shot 9 times.
Nine's okay.
Yeah.
He used to
That
love
was-
to
that
talk
was
He
about
the
says it a
joke.
lot, right, in
Yes.
his music. Okay.
He does.
I thought he named himself 50 Cent for a cent for every time he was shot.
No.
No.
It's how
There-
much money it costs
To
To buy a do-rag.
So anyways,
Right.
the Jinx.
and thus an identity. You are an improviser.
sorry, what's your meat of choice?
What?
I mean, what? I'm sorry. What are you binging? Okay, wait. No,
The
let's talk about
Jinx.
Jinx. Let's talk about Jinx.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it.
It's the best. It's about Robert Durst. He's a real estate magnate in New York City who allegedly has killed 3 people. He keeps getting acquitted, even though he did kill one person, but he says it was in self-defense. He says he dismembered his best friend in self-defense, and he gets away with it. And it's
so
the
crazy. I heard he's
greatest story
really,
ever
really
told.
weird in that document.
I don't know what you're talking about.
No.
No, he maybe behaves a little strange.
Yeah,
But then
yeah.
later it says, well, I was high on meth, so it doesn't count.
Oh, okay.
So
okay.
it doesn't count because he was high on meth.
Everything
Do
I
you
know.
love him?
I do love him.
Oh.
I do.
really?
I've tried to go to his trial.
What?
Yeah.
How
But it got probably like I'll still go.
was it fully booked or something? You
He's
couldn't get in.
No, but they just ended up pushing it to next year. So I was like, well, I'll see you next year.
You can just do that. You just.
You can like
Floor
attend
seats on a
you can
murder one.
well you can like attend a trial. You
Jack
can.
Nicholson, the best seats for
There-
most murder trials that involves his friends.
There's nosebleed tickets left, so
Yeah.
yeah. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Everything I know about that show is actually from Jessica Chobot's podcast with Andrew Bowser,
Oh, no
Bizarre
way.
States.
Yeah.
And they talk about all like the weird like healing crystals and stuff. It's a weird podcast, but it's so
Yeah.
much fun.
It's a great podcast.
Yeah. And I only I mentioned that too because Jessica Chobot was on the episode I listened to.
Becca Podcast,
That was
yeah.
really fun. Yeah.
Gary, do you have a favorite serial killer?
What an odd question.
You can go back.
Favorite how? Like, what do
Are
mean?
you in love with one like Jamie or
Well,
alleged?
To be
serial
fair,
killer.
to be fair, Robert Jersey's not been convicted for any murder, so
Yes.
he dismembered someone in self-defense,
So somebody that
not murder.
or just anyone that like has like piqued your interest? Like, have you ever read any books or like
Yes.
gotten into any series?
Okay, yeah. So comedy every once in a while will take your soul, and it will just crumple it up, and you'll have like a little bit of a breakdown.
Yeah.
It's just natural. It's just like with any job, you come home and you're like, I can't work this job anymore because I'm done. It happens with comedy. It happens with everything. So at one point I decided natural next step is to become an FBI profiler. And I
What?
really believe that. I'm currently trying to solve a crime that I will not discuss on air because it is not solved. This is true. I'm not kidding. She knows the details.
I do.
What?
But I read John Douglas's book, who the characters in Silence of the Lambs and Red Dragon are
Yeah.
like based off
Yeah,
of.
gotcha.
And then I was like, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. It's horrible. It's horrible. It's all about like really vicious, awful, terrible human beings in the world. And I couldn't do that day to day. So I did want to be one for a day, like solve stuff.
Yeah, not be a serial killer, but
Correct.
Be a, yeah.
Do you
Yes.
have a detective type of detective that you aspire to be? You know, like I
Probably
don't-
Douglas. Yeah.
okay,
Yeah.
okay.
He was really, I mean, he's founded the department and everything like that. This isn't funny at all, but child murder and everything else that revolves around that job is soul crushing, but some people are good in that, and that's like a gift that they can help solve the horrors,
Yeah.
and I'm not that person.
Right.
What a strength to have.
Yeah. No, it really like.
Like, I'm good at kickball.
I don't know if that's like necessarily a strength that I admire. So that's like, you know, doctors and nurses who can just like let the death roll off their back.
Well, that takes time too, because I think they all are really affected at first. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm not talking about this from personal experience with my girlfriend, who's sitting over there on the couch. She's a therapist, and she. Thank you. Acknowledgement of woman. She is a therapist, and she's worked with like a ton of kids and people that die all the time. And it's like, I do totally agree with you. Like, it takes a certain type of person to do certain types of jobs that may not otherwise, you know, it's not like, I don't think any normal person could just walk into a hospital and talk to somebody that's dying tomorrow. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I'd like to take this opportunity to plug the comedy show tonight that we are doing that will be a little bit lighter, but not much.
You're the Segway king, is what I just
Yeah.
realized.
Except I'm going to bury it again real quick.
Yeah.
Because I just have to let you guys know that I love the Zodiac Killer.
Oh.
Which is maybe
I just
part of-
rewatched Zodiac, the movie.
The
It was pretty
story.
good.
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
What do you love about that?
Just the fact that he was like leaving clues. Like he would tell the police when he was going to kill people.
Yeah, I mean,
And then
I love a trickster. He's a wily trickster.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
He might be out there watching.
He might be.
Do you have a message for him?
And
since
I
you
think I
love
fit
him?
the description of the people that he would kill. I probably
Yeah,
need
you
more
would.
hair. I probably need more hair.
What would you say to him if he's watching right now?
Give me your sign.
Please don't laugh at that. You're doing a disservice to comedy. We have a lot of chat.
people
Let's see. On
talking.
Facebook, we got Jay Chanoin. Every time I've ever seen Gary, he brings up child murder. Is this a buddy of yours? Jay
I have
Chanoin.
never heard that name in my life,
All right.
and that is most likely accurate.
I'm pretty sure it's Shanoin.
Thank you, Gary Chanoin. Carmen Morales on Facebook. Not enough people talk about child murder he's making up for everyone else.
Also, Tito said, spoil the ending of Jinx for Dylan.
Oh, okay. So it does end where this great moment where Robert Durst is being interviewed by Andrew Jarecki, who made the documentary, and
You're not even going to ask me if I want it spoiled?
no.
No.
Okay.
I'm just no. So
You're welcome, Tito.
So Andrew Jarecki's like, all right, well, he doesn't get Durst to confess, and then he's like, all right, well, I'm gonna go to craft services or whatever he's gonna do, and then Durst is left on mic. Allegedly, he doesn't realize it, but arguably, he just knows and likes to keep it interesting. So he goes to the bathroom and is like burping a lot. He's like, blip, blip, and then he says, I killed them all, of course.
What the hell?
End of documentary.
That is so weird.
But he was high on meth, so he didn't mean it. He didn't do it. He didn't kill them all. Of course, that's just a figure of
Well,
speech.
yeah, you just, I say that.
You know
from
that
time to
expression.
time.
I say that, yeah.
He's a huge early Metallica fan, so
Okay.
he was just
Reciting lyrics.
he was
And,
power banging right
Yeah,
there.
Jesus
that's like
Christ.
entirely fair.
Snappy C on Twitch says, yo, nice swift change of subject. I think that was for your segue.
Mm.
Yeah, it was good.
Thank you.
Did enjoy
Yeah, I
it.
was like,
Yes, absolutely. So is this your first stop on your tour?
Your Vagina
Yes.
tour, right? That's what it's called?
Hmm?
Vagina tour.
I mean, I used a vagina for the image for the tour, so we can call it the Vagina tour. Yeah, this is the first
No,
stop.
I'm sorry. It had a name. What was the name?
I don't even remember. I think I just wrote, I'm going on tour. on top of the vagina. I wrote, I'm
Okay.
going on tour.
There's a vagina?
There,
You haven't seen this?
No.
It's
Okay.
just the poster for my tour. I labeled it different parts of the
It's like
vagina.
an
with the-
anatomy
Oh,
picture.
I did see that
Yeah.
one.
Yeah.
Okay, okay. I
Yeah,
was like
yeah.
picturing like a picture of a vagina or something like that. I mean, it is. It's a,
Yeah.
but it's a
It's an
drawing. It's
illustration.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
an illustration.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
so this is the first stop. Yeah.
Very cool. I think vagina is a good choice.
Thank you. I found it to be appropriate.
Does it match that of your? I watched a little bit of
is
your
this
stand up,
going?
but it was a while ago that I watched it. It wasn't live. I just YouTube
Oh, okay.
it. But does the vagina? Do you think encapsulates what your stand up says about you?
Like, are the lips big
I-
enough to wrap around all of the topics?
funny,
Is that
all
what
of
you
the
were
funny,
asking?
yes.
Like, can the vagina encapsulate it?
I've
Kendra
never-
basically finishes my sentences. That's exactly what I was going to say.
I've never done stand-up without a vagina before, so in that way, extremely appropriate. Yes.
Okay, Gary, can you relate?
Yeah.
Stand Up Without a Vagina is Sarah Silverman's new special, soon to be made. But yeah, Jenny, what's your name again? Jamie, my
Jesus.
dearest friend. I've been up for 20 hours. and,
So podcast is what you want to be doing right now.
Yeah.
So I apologize. But yeah, she's wonderful. Wonderful to watch. Come watch. You're stupid if you don't.
The vagina's incidental.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right, I totally agree.
I believe this.
Jessica
Is-
asked what part of the vagina is this?
It
I-
was, I think
I
it
can
may
double
have been the
check.
lip.
It may. I think it was a lip. I think that feels right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it wasn't like here's the different parts of the vagina, all the vagina. Oh, you were one part of it.
No, no. Albuquerque is what we're talking about.
Albuquerque's a part
It's
of it.
Ooh.
Yes.
See how hard a vagina is even just to explain?
I don't understand the parts.
Yeah, I think this
Uh,
is revealing on a number of levels.
I
Simplify
Gary-
it.
What's going on with your penis?
It's so easy. There's just a hollow hole
Yeah, labia.
and the words dad above it.
Angora on Twitch says we are the labia majora.
Agree. Yes.
I asked my girlfriend the other day where the pee comes out of.
Oh boy.
Were you serious?
Yeah, I know it doesn't come out of the vagina, but I didn't know. I don't know where the urethra is, and I had to watch like an educational video. Are we
You
okay?
didn't- You didn't have to.
I needed to.
Okay.
By educational video, I mean porn. Of no, not really. No, I think I actually may have looked at a picture like on Google Images or something. I
Oh
didn't-
yeah. I mean, the diagrams are out there. I think I provided a very good diagram in that the lady
Maybe you're-
you can just call it Albuquerque. Yeah.
Okay.
I like that. Was there any?
Yeah.
Wait.
exactly.
Can I also say, Jessica didn't know where the urethra was either.
What are there any spots that you're really excited about?
Well, let me look up
The
where
clitoris.
I think the clit is Chicago, so
It's probably-
Chicago.
Yeah.
Excited for Chicago. That's where the clit is.
Okay.
Per me.
How many stops are there?
There, I believe it's 10 cities.
You guys can't see this. She's literally looking at the image and then like counting around the vagina.
4, 5,
That's brilliant.
6,
I love
7, 8, 9. Yeah, it's gonna be 10 places total.
Okay. Okay. Is it? How many tours have you done?
A bunch. I mean,
Yeah.
I'll go out a couple times a year, usually for like a week or two,
Okay.
and tend to stick in one area. I'm mostly going to be in the Midwest for this tour.
Okay.
And then I'm going to go to the East Coast for most of September.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very cool. Is it,
Yeah.
so you're most excited about Chicago.
Yeah, I labeled it as the clit, and a bunch of my friends live there, so I'm excited.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah. It'll be fun.
Question for you guys. What do you miss most about the New England area?
History. And
Yeah.
the people, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah. I miss my family. Because everyone in my family except for me is there, so going home is nice because everyone still lives in the same crummy little town, and I can go see everybody at once.
I don't remember if Kendra asked this, but how long have you been in LA, and how long have you been in LA?
2 years.
2 years and.
It's about 9 months.
Oh, much shorter. And so
And
how's
that's
it?
where you grew up.
That's where I grew up. Yeah. How has
Oh,
it
yeah.
been? Are you guys enjoying it? Are you guys hating it? Is it?
It's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, first year was not so good, but second year is great.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And is that moving pains?
I think so. I mean,
Okay.
I'd never lived anywhere else before, so and just like making the whole bit, making new friends, finding an area to live in that isn't terrifying,
Sure.
figuring out the comedy scene, and just sort of all that stuff.
Right. You're filling it all out.
Yeah.
So do you have a favorite? You guys have a favorite spot yet? Comedy or otherwise?
The clitoris.
Okay.
There.
All right.
I really like Meltdown,
Yeah.
and Nerdist Showroom.
That's so cool. You're able to record there. It is a really cool show.
Yeah, it's a great space.
Do you have a favorite? There's a lot of shows there.
Yeah,
Right?
almost every night of the week there's a show there.
Is there something that you're like going back to?
There's a great monthly show there called Comedy Sucks that I've done a lot. That's really, really fun.
Okay.
And then Caitlin runs a show called Luck of the Draw there, and that's really fun too.
What's Luck of the Draw about?
It's a kind of like a variety show where the stand-up will choose something from a hat, and they'll have to do their stand-ups. Like I guest hosted the last one, and there's like stand-ups that have to do their normal act, but like with a puppet, or like include one of the theater's interns in their act in some way. It's
my
just
God.
super like
sounds
goofy.
awesome,
Yeah.
That's super cool. And your improv background probably helps a lot with that. Being
Yeah,
able to kind of
yeah.
like bounce off people and yeah.
Yeah, it's a blast.
I feel like you were going to say something. What's your do you have a favorite spot?
Literally clearing my throat.
I mean, I like a lot of places. The Improv, the Nerd Melt, Ice House is probably the best mic.
I've
you
heard that
can
place
get.
is really cool.
It's fun.
I got you.
I hope the Zodiac is watching. Yeah, it's a supportive mic. That's the tough thing, is trying to work stuff out in a place that's supportive, in a place that a lot of people won't get up and might, like, literally just stay to shit on your life with their faces. It's hard to get stuff worked out at mics.
Yeah.
But a good mic, Ice House, IO West. Yeah, tons of places.
What was Boston like?
It was great.
Comedy in particular.
It was a really fun. I feel like in the time I was there, it like kind of expanded a lot because I did sketch and stand up mostly, so I could sort of float a little more. But the indie stand up scene has really grown there in the past several years. And it's like super fun to go back to because I feel like every time I go back now, the scene just gets like better and better. It's cool.
Yeah, there was a shift going from, I think, a lot younger when I left. The Mike Kaplans and Shane Mosses and Aaron Judges and all these people you should look up if you don't know them. They're hilarious. They had moved on and gone to bigger and better cities, and people like us started getting more spots and stage stuff,
Yeah.
opportunities opening for bigger acts, stuff like that, and then the next generation came in, and it became more of, it sounded more young. I don't know. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
It was less alty. I think that was that wave crashed in 2007 or 8. The Dane Cook wave died.
Yeah.
That imitation thing died, and it became more. I think people being experimental with an appreciation for making the audience laugh, rather than be like, I'm gonna wear a dumb hat.
Yeah.
Deal with it. like Jamie's put on shows that are just incredible and well thought out and hilarious, and people don't get them. Like Basketball City, one of the greatest
the
shows
Basketball
ever
Cities.
put on.
That was fun. That was a fun show.
And what was the Nick one? The
That was just called Farewell to Nick.
so good.
Yeah, but it was great that we had like the space to be able to do that, and there was like this theater that would let me write experimental plays and put them up really like on really short notice and just
that's
try shit out.
amazing.
It was great. Yeah.
It's really cool. Do you have is there a play or a sketch or something in particular you're really proud of that you guys have done?
I mean, I think that Nick show is like one of my favorite things that we've done together for sure.
Yeah, I love all of our projects as different things that it's all you that you dream up. Recently, the Swan Lake live from a locked basement.
That was really fun.
I heard
Really
about
bizarre.
that one.
Yeah.
Fun.
That was a blast.
The review by my uncle was, you should take it down.
There-
So I knew it was good. I knew it was good.
That's good. I mean, not everyone's going to respond well to a butt chug, but
That is correct.
yeah.
Oh, goodness.
God,
To
this sounds
ballet.
amazing. We need to get some butt chug sketches out in Albuquerque.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll work on it.
At the show tonight.
Come down to Bosey Brothers Brewing Company
See
for
a
butt
live
chug.
ass chug.
8 p.m. I'll be there.
8 p.m.
Us three will be
Mountain
there.
Standard Time.
Mountain Standard Time.
Yeah.
I always forget that. Damn it.
Free sitting.
Because anybody's going to come from a different time zone.
Yeah, exactly. And I saw that you do animated stuff. I haven't been able to sit down and like really dive into it, but
That's okay. Yeah, that's what I do like to pay for stuff.
Okay.
As I'm a full-time animator now.
where at?
Yeah.
If you don't mind us asking.
I'm working on a show right now for this company called Cafe.
Okay.
And so I'm working on a series for them called Rat Teens. It's about two conjoined teenage half rat, half human girls who their family is evicted from the gutter, and then they go to a regular high school. So that's what I've been working on for the past month and a half, and it'll come out in October.
Oh, that's so cool.
It's
oh my
exciting,
gosh.
yeah.
Is this this isn't a new thing for you. You've been doing animation for a while.
Not that long. I've been doing it for, I guess, going on 2.5, 3 years.
Okay.
Yeah.
How do you happen upon animation? It's not something that you just like pick up, is it?
No, I started doing it because there was no one to make comedy posters in Boston for the shows I was doing, so I would just make my own posters, and then just started experimenting and doing like short animatics that were like really, really, really bad at first, and then when I moved here and I didn't have a sketch group anymore, when I moved away, I just started animating the sketches instead, and slowly sort of just like got the hang of it.
Oh, that's amazing.
It
That's
was
really cool
fun.
because you're like, you have complete autonomy over it.
Yeah, I write it, I do the voices, I animate it and edit it, so it's all kind of a very contained operation.
It's all Jamie.
Which is nice, yeah.
I worked for the Kennedys, different areas, not directly, but for like different sites, and you did a cartoon, the story of Rosemary Kennedy's lobotomy.
Yeah.
And although it's very ridiculous and silly because it's funny, it kind of nails it completely.
It's
dang.
historically accurate.
It's very accurate and chilling and funny. So look that up if you want to see one
Yeah,
of my
that
favorites.
sounds amazing.
What's your favorite? Do you have a favorite
My favorite.
of
Oh,
your
no.
cartoons?
I did one about Marsha Clark's nudes once, and that was a favorite of mine, just because it catered to
Who
my
is
interests.
Marsha Clark
Yeah,
again
who is-
for the
she's-
visitors?
She's the prosecutor in the O.J. Simpson case.
Oh my gosh.
And there were nudes of her that leaked during that trial, and there were really good nudes. And so then I did nudes. I drew her nudes, and then I also drew what I thought would be the nudes of everyone else involved in that trial. So like Johnny Cochran's nudes.
So you're sitting at home
Caleb's
like
nudes.
under like a single light bulb, just drawing nudes of everybody that you can.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. And
I like it.
Yeah,
I dig it.
that's amazing, actually.
Yeah, and I get money to do it, so that's cool.
Holy crap!
Yeah.
Have you seen the show?
Hypothetical nudes.
Yeah, just speculative nudes.
Wait, I have something to pitch for you guys.
Okay.
I was gonna play you.
Oh.
Yeah.
I didn't ask permission for that one. I just sent it, and I was like, "Well, this is the cartoon for this week."
Wow.
And they were like, "Okay, well, we gotta put up a cartoon." So
That's amazing. Oh my god. Have you seen the show Animals?
yes,
Okay. Yeah. As soon as you started talking about the rats and conjoins, have you guys heard of this show?
it's a great show.
Who puts it on?
It's HBO.
HBO.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's an HBO show. It's an animated series, and it's just different animals and all these different things that they would go through on a day-to-day. Like I think the first episode is a couple rats, and they're just watching humans having sex, and they kind of don't understand what's going on, so they're talking it through. It's really funny. There's a lot of really good comedians on it.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
was funny.
But watch yours. Don't watch Animals.
You can watch Animals, but then watch Rat Teens later.
Okay.
Yeah.
As a follow-up.
Very different kind of show, yeah.
Okay.
And then Cuddly Giants.
And then
Cuddly Giants. Is
Yeah.
there anything out there for Cuddly Giants?
Yes.
There is.
Several episodes.
Okay.
If you're 8, you'll love it.
That is true. That is true.
So Gary,
Mm-hmm.
you won Boston Best Comic of those. That's how they go in order, right? Those
Boston
words?
Magazine awarded me Best Comedian
In 2016.
2016. Yeah.
Very
Is that why you
cool.
moved? You were just like, well, I'm done.
I finished.
First,
Uh,
I have to conquer the next city, like
Yeah.
Alexander the Great. Although I didn't, the move to LA was based on an Alexander the Great move, which is so boring for listeners to hear. But I'm
Wait,
sorry.
are you serious?
Yeah, it's burning
What?
the ships.
What?
Cortez stole the idea, but he put his army of very few men to win the battles, so he burned the ships, and the only option was victory or death. There, you couldn't go home. So I left
Dang,
Massachusetts
alright.
4,000 miles away with my shit and very little money
Yeah.
because I'm a poor planner.
Yeah, no, but that's good because then it
And-
forces you to
It's
become
nice
successful.
how you made poor planning sound like an Alexander the Great style move, though.
Exactly.
I like
yeah.
that.
It's my specialty.
You're a
That was
spinner.
yeah, good twist, good spin.
So yep, I needed to move on and try something different, and you got to be around different things and see good people and try to not be the funniest one in the room,
Yeah.
which I was.
All the time.
We'll see. I'm opening up for you tonight, so
What
Keep it clean and no crowd work.
that's not going to happen
It's
at all.
literally opposite of
I
everything
do-
Dylan does.
Yeah, that is a 180 degree.
Yeah,
of
have
me.
fun, be yourself.
Thanks.
Limit it. What was your favorite thing historically of the East Coast, Gary? Like, did you have like cool history spots that you'd like to visit since you said you're a history buff?
Yeah. There's a million of them. A lot of them are unknown, fun little stories. But God, I really love the Longfellow House / Washington headquarters, which works in tandem with the JFK birth site in Brookline. So those two sites. And the Frederick Law Olmsted place. So they're all 3 sites. They're all kind of run. They're all national parks. They're all free, and they're great, and they're different, and a lot of history. And you can get in those 3 an understanding of everything America.
Nice.
Yeah.
I've only hit the mainstream ones, so
Paul Revere's house, Freedom Trail, Boston Commons, stuff like that.
yeah, all of those.
So confident. You're
I
just
went to
exuding
Frederick
it.
Oh, those
Douglass's
ones.
house in Washington D.C.
Oh.
That was cool.
Yeah.
It's
I
not
went
Boston.
to Plymouth Rock.
Snappy
Rock.
C.
I've never been to Massachusetts, and I grew
Oh,
up.
really?
I grew up, yeah, in upstate New York and Florida, and I've been all over the East Coast. Never been to Massachusetts.
I mean, I would say as much as I love it, you could probably skip it.
I do really want to go. I want to go to Boston.
It's fun. Go at some point. But I mean, well, can you imagine, like, if you weren't from Boston, would you want to be there longer than a day? I don't think I would.
I'm a history nerd, yeah.
Well, okay. But if you, I don't know. I just,
If I were a completely different person.
yeah. Which, first of all,
If you weren't you,
If I were
Yeah.
Robert Durst, I would not go to Massachusetts.
No, you would go to Vermont, you would go to New York, you would go to Los Angeles, and then you would go to Galveston, Texas, where you would dismember someone in self-defense.
And then to New Mexico, Albuquerque tonight, 8 p.m. to meet the love of his life.
Listen, he is in jail, so, but
You never know.
he's done.
People have broken out before.
I love Massachusetts.
I love Massachusetts too.
I love it. I would recommend it.
Snappy C on Twitch is asking for the link to the nudes. Your
Yeah. I don't know it off the top of my head. You can. It's on my YouTube channel. If you just look up Jamie Loftus.
Just type in
YouTube.
Jamie Loftus.
I think
Right,
it's
YouTube.
called. I think it's called like my gallery of nudes or something.
Yeah, and for those of you just tuning in, it is not nudes of Jamie Loftus. It is nudes that
No.
she drew of herself.
I'm glad that you said that because like literally 2 new people had
Just joined in. Yeah,
Just-
yeah, they're
yeah,
not
we're
nudes.
like,
Yeah.
not her nudes.
Yeah, yeah.
No, not my personal
Animated draw
nudes.
nudes.
Before we like blow up your site.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
have done nudes, though.
I have done nudes, but they're no longer for sale. So people no longer have access to my nudes.
Were they
There's a
photography?
I took them on my phone, and then I. So yes,
It's not. All right, they were selfies.
they were. They were art. No, I'm kidding. They were. I had these. I did a project called Shrek Nudes a couple of years ago now, where it was nudes of me in all green paint, and then I sold them and gave the money to Planned Parenthood, and we made
Nice.
$2,500 for Planned Parenthood off my nudes.
2,500. How many nudes did
I'm
you
gonna do that
sell?
and keep that
There was
money.
in-demand nudes. It was $20 a nude. Not in a crazy. No, it
Okay.
was framed. It was. I didn't give out digital copies because that turns into a mess.
But that's 150 nudes. If I'm
I don't remember
my
the
math's
exact.
off.
Something like that. It was a lot of nudes. It was
That
more
is
nudes than I
fantastic.
anticipated.
Wow.
Yeah.
Did,
So it's nice every once in a while. I'll meet someone and they either have my nude or know someone who does.
wow. Did you sign them all?
I
feel like your
I
signature's
include-
already on it.
I included the cheap frames I bought had like fake certificates of authenticity, so I signed those because they were just in there anyways.
Wow. I don't know if I have the confidence in my body, my brown body. But maybe if it was green.
I mean, you are it's clearly me, but also it is very green.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
so I didn't feel too weird about it, and it worked. We ended up
Yeah.
giving a lot of money to Planned Parenthood.
That's
so
amazing.
It worked
What
out.
a cool cause and an interesting way to get money to Planned Parenthood.
Yeah. Shrek News,
Did-
baby.
Did they knew how they got the money?
They did. Yeah. So
What was the response?
They shut it down. They shut down the clinic.
No, they didn't. I had them up for like exactly 1 month, and then just stopped selling them. And they just sent a thank you letter. They were very
Okay.
nice. Yeah.
Oh, I was imagining a picture of like them, with, like your nudie, and
Holding
they're like,
them.
yeah.
No, I don't think that they could that publicly endorse it. But I mean, they
They'll take the money.
They happily took the money.
Right.
And
I
and
was
we
there protesting. They took the money.
and we did and we did a Shrek Nudes mixtape too.
What
Oh
is
my gosh.
what does that
Yeah.
entail?
It was just a bunch of musicians and artists making Shrek-inspired or nude-inspired music.
Just
and
that?
Just for that, yeah. And then we put it on the Shrek Nudes mixtape and sold that too, and
What?
made a little extra on that.
So can we listen to this?
Yes,
Yeah, you
later
can find
it
it online.
became Jay-Z's Black Album.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. It was the
Yeah.
preamble.
Yeah, it used to be called the Shrek Nudes mixtape, but they changed.
Very
it. Yeah.
inspirational.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
I wasn't expecting that story to happen because I was gonna ask you like what history you gravitate towards. Is it American history in particular? Is it a certain time period? Is it?
I mean, New England had American Revolution stuff,
Okay.
and so that was there. But I'll just dive into something I don't know and try to find out as much as I can about it.
Okay, so you have no specific love for.
I probably know the most, which is still very little, about the American Revolution
Sure.
in Boston.
Okay.
So
Okay.
yeah, that's probably my expertise.
My guess is still collectively more so than the three of us at the rest of us at the table. Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah.
All right.
There's
I'm
no way to
putting my
quantify it.
intelligence on the table. Is
Okay,
what I'm
I'll throw
saying.
mine down.
Okay. Good,
Sure.
good,
Yeah,
good.
I have zero confidence in it.
Yeah, it's awful.
Are we gonna quiz each other?
Please let.
Okay.
You would be the
You
only
know,
one.
I will say that I made a joke yes, 2 days ago that nobody got, and it made me really sad. So somebody was like, oh, we're going to tar and feather that person. And I was like, oh, Yankee Doodle that bitch. And everyone was like, what?
That's a pretty good one.
What is to Yankee Doodle somebody?
To tar and feather them. That song is about tar and feathering
Oh,
someone.
okay,
Well,
okay.
You know, put a feather in his hat and called it Yankee Doodle.
I'm sorry. I put my
It is an
intelligence on the
offensive song.
table.
It is a very
So
offensive
just
song.
like Bring Around the
This,
Rosie is about the Black Plague.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This the one guy in Boston who's a tax collector, I believe, got tarred and feathered at least twice. I think his last name's Malcolm, and his skin peeled off.
Oh.
Instead, he kept it and put it in a box and went to England and wanted to lead people in battle against the colonists. But yeah,
Totally fair.
Tonight at 8 p.m. we kick off comedy for everybody. Bring the kids.
We will. We should.
I went to the Fountain of Youth in St. Augustine, Florida. That's a real thing.
Yeah.
Fountain of Youth?
Fountain.
Like Tuck Everlasting?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Except that it was
Cool.
by Ponce de Leon.
Did you jump in it?
No, you got to pay for that.
Oh, okay. Understandable.
Yeah, I need my youth for free.
We're on hour 10.
Cool. Let's let these guys have some rest before the
Wanna
show.
wrap it up? Yeah. Anything you want to ask? Any last questions that we just have to ask these people?
No, I really just want to wish
No.
you guys a great time in Albuquerque tonight, and thank you so much for coming on.
Thanks.
All right.
Thank you
Thanks
so
for
much.
having
A
it, yeah.
beautiful pleasure.
Yeah, thank you guys. We really appreciate it.
Yeah.
Thanks for
Yeah.
letting me move
Thank
in.
you guys.
Yeah, anytime.
Extra bedroom.
Take the main.
Oh.
I'll
Cut-
take the tub.
Cut the street. Cut the street.
Sure.
I wish it was cut at. I'll take the main.
That's just the
Be
end.
really sad.
Come to Posey tonight in about an hour and a half.
Yeah, 8 p.m. is when we're getting started, and it's 6 o'clock now, so we got a couple hours.
Cool.
Yeah, goodbye. Oh, sorry. Is there something you want to plug? Something you want to plug?
Come to the show.
Come to the show. All right.